Chapter 2 The Empty Stage. As Victor walked through the halls, he got a sense of fear that shouldn't be in the place where magic comes to life and you get to see animatronics known only to your town. Victor checked the other areas on his list to find in the back room of the location was 2 prototypes of what seemed to be newer versions of the animatronics, with 2 new bird-like animatronics still just endoskeletons, with a little bit of costume on them, but just prototypes of course, with a note posted next to them that said, "New, don't touch." So Victor continued to walk the empty dark halls, shining his light into places that seemed suspicious. Eventually he got to his office. It was a room with a door on the right and left wall, but the desk was placed in front of the doors, and a vent behind him that was strangely large. He sat down and checked the cameras to find that all the animatronics were not on the stage, and not even in the room. In fact, they were gone.
What? Where?
Victor looked up as he heard mechanical, robotic, heavy footsteps down the hall, and could hear gears rumbling. Victor took his flashlight from his pocket and walked outside the office slowly, as he could hear the wooden doors creaking as they opened. Victor ran and hid behind a corner as he peeked over to see the wolf animatronic stomping down the hallway in front of him, with glowing white eyes shining down the hallway as the monstrous animatronic suddenly turned towards Victor and started to sprint towards him.
Oh, God!
Victor ran back to the office, with Wolfie right behind him, as someone had seemed to have closed the door. Victor slammed his hands against the door as hard as he could as he glanced back to see Wolfie sprinting at him.
Hey, let me in!
Victor's voice crumbling like shards of glass as he stared down the animatronic like an owl spying on its prey. Wolfie was feet away from Victor, and then he grabbed him and held him against a wall. Victor took out his flashlight and turned it on right in Wolfie's eyes as the animatronic let out a mangled scream. Wolfie dropped Victor and ran down the hall into the darkness. Victor immediately sprinted to the entrance door, then pulled on the door handle promptly, realizing that it had been locked from the outside.